Hi guys. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Today, what movie have I brought for you? It's a recently released film. When we read about a small incident in the newspaper, it might seem ordinary. But if you hear about what really happened during that incident and ask the people involved, there will be so many details. There will be so much tension. So, in a similar way, a group of friends discovers a ship that sank 80 years ago deep in the ocean. They decide to dive into the ship, take videos, and post them on Instagram. But once they go inside, they realize there's a terrifying shark in there. If they were caught outside, it wouldn't be a big deal. They could have swum up somewhere. But now, inside a sunken ship where oxygen can run out at any moment, how do these friends escape? This intense, interesting, nail-biting story is told in the movie, The Last Breath. The movie begins with a small flashback set in 1944. In the British Virgin Islands, a rocket is launched from a submarine. That rocket hits a famous warship named Charlotte that was patrolling the sea. Within a few minutes, the ship sinks into the ocean. Many people die on that ship. But a few people are left struggling in the water when they realize there are terrifying sharks around them. Within seconds, all the survivors from the ship become prey to those sharks. At this point, the movie's title is shown, and the film begins. Talking about Sam, he is very dedicated to his work. Even now, when a local girl comes to sell something, she has an injury on her hand. Sam gives her some money to buy medicine and tells her to apply it. That's how Sam's character is. His brother, on the other hand, is the complete opposite, very arrogant. This white-haired guy you see over here, he's an Instagram influencer who makes a lot of money. That's why he has that arrogance. They all argue about a girl in a train, including Logan, and eventually come to some sort of arrangement. The four of them are waiting here to meet our hero. The hero arrives there. Since their meeting after many years, the friends get very excited, almost jumping on our hero. Logan also gives the heroine a small hug, and they start chatting. While chatting, our hero happily shares the news about discovering the ship. He tells them how happy he is to have found what he's been searching for all these years. But then, Brad comes up with something amazing. It'll take 2 or 3 days to get the necessary licenses and permissions, right? Meanwhile, take us there. I want to be the first to post about it on Instagram. However, Nova isn't interested in any of this and says, that's not possible. To this, Brad responds, what are you saying? I'll talk to your owner, and then he calls Livy, offering her $1,000, $2,000, raising the amount step by step. But Livy, like Nova, says, your money won't work here, it's not possible, and leaves. Since his money didn't work, Brad has no other choice but to sit around here for the next 3 days and drink. That night, a party starts, with everyone enjoying it on one side. Meanwhile, our hero is sitting alone, which prompts the heroine to say, okay, let's go and talk to him, and she approaches him. When the romance is about to take it to the next level, suddenly there's a power cut. The people in the party mood get frustrated, and after a while, our hero brings a fuel can and turns on the generator. As he does, he sees Livy's face, which looks very sad. The reason is that she couldn't even pay the electricity bill, which is why the power was cut off. When asked how long it has been, she says, about 6 months. When asked how much debt she has, she drops a bombshell, $35,000. Understanding the gravity of that $35,000 debt, our hero says, is there no other way? I'll talk to Brad, but Livy refuses. No, stay calm for now, let's resolve this issue first, then we can think about something with Charlotte, she says, and our hero goes to Brad, saying, tomorrow morning, I'll take you diving to Charlotte, but it will cost $50,000. Brad, without hesitation, agrees, great, now you're talking our language. I'll pay. The next day, early in the morning, after making all the preparations, they start their journey into the ocean. During the journey, they show us the fun moments shared among them. After all that, Nova finally reaches the location where Charlotte is. He says, "Please, don't do anything foolish. Act like adults," but that idiot Logan, without properly fixing his gear, jumps into the water. Our hero gets very angry and jumps in, fixes all the gear properly, and warns again, "I'm telling you, don't do anything stupid. This is not a game." After that, the five of them dive into the water. They swim through a small passage to reach the location, which used to be a cafeteria where everyone who worked here would sit and eat. Brad demands, "For the $50,000 I'm giving, all five of us will share it, otherwise, nothing." Our hero reluctantly agrees. Now, our hero says, "Okay, let's go." After that, there's a way to go to the third level. As they enter, the hero keeps saying, don't go," but Logan opens a door. When he opens it, he sees a big room. In that room, there's an air pocket above. It's like when you turn a glass upside down and push it into water, the air inside the glass stays trapped at the top, right? Similarly, there's an air pocket in this room. As soon as Brett notices it, he says, "Let's head there, and then we can turn back," and swim straight towards it. Our hero and the others follow behind him. This ship, which sank almost 80 years ago, has some trapped air. So, Brett suggests that they breathe in that 80-year-old air. Our hero is hesitant and says, no, but without listening, Brett quickly removes his mask. After a few moments, he starts gasping for breath, clutching his throat as if he can't breathe, and drifts deeper into the water. Our hero panics and rushes to him, asking, "What's wrong?" But Brett bursts into laughter and says, "The air's fine, everyone, take a whiff of this 80-year-old air." Everyone then takes a short break in that spot. While they're relaxing, the crazy Logan, who had brought some alcohol with him, decides to start drinking. Our hero warns him, "If you get drunk on land, you'll get 10 times more intoxicated underwater. Don't drink." But Logan and Brett both take a quick sip despite the warning. As our hero continues to scold them, suddenly there's a loud thud sound inside the ship. Everyone, who was joking around until now, gets scared for a moment. What was that sound? Could there be someone else like us inside the ship, they wonder. But Nova assures them there's no chance of that. However, the red guideline they had tied when they entered suddenly gets yanked, making a loud, screeching noise as if something is dragging it. Finally, the rope snaps. Our hero is confused because that was a very strong rope. But there's no time to think about what happened. They need to leave quickly, as they only have about 30 minutes of oxygen left. Our hero starts leading the way out, with the four friends following him. But the problem now is that our hero was relying heavily on the red rope for guidance. Without it, he starts to get disoriented. They begin wandering around aimlessly. Seeing this, the friends, who were having fun earlier, start to panic, especially Riley, who is terrified. He's frantically asking, "Which way do we go?" Our hero turns to Riley and says, "Don't panic. If you panic, you'll take in more oxygen. Stay calm, we'll find a way out." But then Riley suddenly spots sunlight coming from somewhere and starts swimming towards it. Our hero shouts, "We didn't come from that direction." But Riley, determined to get out of the ship, swims quickly towards the light. When he reaches it, he finds a grill blocking the way. Sunlight is coming through, but the grill prevents them from passing. As Riley starts banging on the grill in desperation, our hero arrives and says, "Look, I know it looks like the way out, but we can't get through here. Don't panic, just breathe slowly." He then checks everyone's oxygen levels. They all have around 30% left, except for Riley, who is down to less than 15%. Riley is visibly shaken. "This is why I told you not to panic," says the hero, adding, "Even with 15%, it's enough. If you run out, I'll share my oxygen with you. Don't worry. Let's focus on finding a way out." As he tries to calm everyone down, the sunlight they're relying on briefly disappears, as if something passed in front of it. Everyone freezes in fear, wondering what it was. Brett, however, insists that it must have been a cloud. But just as they start to calm down, they hear a loud bang, and Brett looks back with suspicion, certain it wasn't a cloud. Moving forward, our hero finds the way to the second floor from the third, leading the group with confidence. As they reach the stairs, Logan excitedly says, "Once we get out, let's celebrate with a drink." But before anyone can respond, a shark suddenly appears and attacks Logan, biting his leg. Blood gushes out as the massive shark bites down. The shark, now blocking the way to the surface, prepares to attack again, leaving them with no choice but to retreat to a small gap on the second floor where they quickly barricade themselves. The shark cannot come in. That's all. There is a terrifying, loud screeching sound. It's from our friend Logan. The entire area where they are is filled with blood. These scenes are witnessed by Riley. Her heartbeat is audible to her. In the meantime, our heroine, who is a doctor, is trying to help Logan, assessing what can be done. While saying, "Please don't scream," she and the hero are patiently observing and looking for an escape route. The shark is crossing through the area they are in, searching for them. So, suddenly, the hero says, "Don't make noise, turn off all the lights," and hides. The lights are turned off. But the shark senses them and is coming back. Riley asks, "Don't sharks have ears, so can't they hear?" The hero replies, "No, they do have ears," and shouts, "Get out of this place immediately," because the shark is approaching rapidly. They don't know where to go. But fortunately, they come across a room on the second floor that resembles a surgical room. They lock themselves inside. Logan is screaming terribly. Inside the water, it looks like an operation scene. The heroine is doing something. He can't bear the pain. The reason is a major nerve in his body, the sciatic nerve, is cut. There's massive blood loss. They say, "We need to explain everything and cut this. We must stop the bleeding, or he will die." He is scared. "Hey, please don't be scared. I will do something. But please don't move your leg," he says. How can he not move his leg? Everyone else is saying, "Hold his leg." He shouldn't move his leg, they say, and the heroine, finding the surgical equipment, attempts to fix the nerve while Logan is flailing, screaming, and moving his leg. It's like a major operation. While the heroine is confused about what to do, she checks if there is any anesthesia. There is some, but it expired 45 minutes ago. However, there's no other option right now. They inject him with the anesthesia, hoping he will stay calm for a while and they can escape. They attempt to patch the nerve. Even as they complete this, due to excessive blood loss, Logan dies on the spot. They perform CPR in the water, but there is no use. He has died. For a while, everyone remains quiet in that place. There is a funeral silence. Meanwhile, the shark is still waiting outside for them. At that moment, Brett says, "It needs food, it needs blood." Hearing this, our hero, angrily asks, "Do you have any other options? If you do, tell me." Brett then says, "Logan is dead, right? We can use him to escape." Since the hero sees no other option, everyone reluctantly agrees. Without any other way, they open the door and push Logan's body outside. Within moments, the shark comes and drags him away. Seeing this, they shout, "Run! Swim quickly," and all urgently swim out. Riley, in panic, tears a rope from the side. Meanwhile, a new problem arises. Brett thinks, "We need to swim out of here," but Nova says, "There's a shark on that side. For now, let's go to the air pocket." They reach the third floor and hide in a narrow air pocket. Because Riley has a severe injury on her leg, they lift her and keep her there. Now, Brett, in anger, shouts, "Can't you see there's a shark here?" He fights with Riley, saying, your breaking up was a good decision. He was a proper loser. Hearing this, the hero starts hitting Brett. The heroine says, first, let's see how to escape from here, and everyone calms down a bit. Then Riley says, we only have 6% oxygen left. Nova replies, you stay safe here. We'll go outside, and if the shark doesn't hunt us, I'll go and bring a new tank, and starts crying. The heroine assures, don't be afraid. I'll be with you. Nova says, there is 30% oxygen here, so we can alternate between using the air and taking breaks while coming out. Everyone prepares to leave. They first break the ropes, take a large one, and use it to swim. As they cross the path they came from, the hero sees a red line. While talking about cutting it, Brett comes from behind and says, the shark is coming. The hero tries to stab the line with the rope, but the shark swats the rope away. It hits the hero's back and gets entangled with his tank. Brett tries to lift the rope but cannot due to its weight. Scared of the shark coming back, Brett locks himself in a room. The hero removes the tank strap, stands straight, and faces the shark. It's a terrifying encounter. But thinking spontaneously, he turns the tank upside down and uses the pressure like a bullet to hit the shark. The shark, frightened, swims away. The hero uses Logan's air tank to return to the air pocket. He says anxiously, Brett is stuck and scared, with no way to escape. Nova responds, we don't have time, the shark is circling the same spot. Riley's oxygen is almost down to 10%. If we keep using the small air pocket alternately, we can go out and bring a new tank, and everyone sets off to find another way. Our hero, planning carefully, avoids the shark's location and moves through another part of the ship. They find that the ship has stored bombs and nuclear weapons. There's also an air pocket here. They find that the air pocket in Riley's area is almost empty. Is there some oxygen left here? Stay here, we shouldn't waste our oxygen. I'll go and get the tank, the hero says and leaves to fetch the tank. At the same time, Brett finds a way through the air pocket that allows sunlight to come in. He says, we're saved. Let's go up first and get help, and starts swimming up. As he does, he cries out, shark. There's a shark. The hero tells him, first, get away from there, swim here, and Brett swims towards the ship. Suddenly, it feels like something hits him. For a second, he doesn't understand what's happening. But as he looks in the water, he realizes one of his legs is missing. It seems the shark has caught it. He screams, my leg is gone, but still thinks, even if one leg is gone, as long as I'm alive, I need to save myself, and struggles to swim with the remaining leg. Later, as the shark returns, Livy shouts, the shark is coming back. The shark is coming back. At that moment, another large shark arrives and bites him. It turns out there is not just one shark, but another one as well. Seeing this, Brett becomes depressed, thinking he is doomed. Unaware of this, the hero and heroine, after saving Riley, find another air pocket in a different part of the ship. They say, we will find a way, and as soon as we do, we'll come back and get you, but unfortunately, they are unaware that there are already two sharks. They decide to go through another route, struggling to swim, and they come across a place full of bones, which looks like it belonged to a ship that sank earlier. Later, in the confined space, they discover a hatch. To open the hatch, there's a side passage leading outside. Seeing this, they feel relieved and Nova says, I'll go and get the tank, without closing his mouth. In that area, the third shark appears. With no other way, the shark heads towards them, and the hatch is locked. So, it's a dead end. They swim back to the place with the air pocket. The hero begins to lose hope. He blames himself, saying, it's all my fault. Hearing this, the heroine says, it's not like that. Everyone thinks it's their fault. We shouldn't be here. Both start to cry alternately. However, unexpectedly, Riley, with tremendous confidence, says, "If you keep crying like this, you'll never think of escaping." He asks if there's any way out. The hero inquires, "Can't we kill that shark and escape from here?" Riley, suggesting this, starts thinking about how to catch the shark. The hero points out, a shark cannot swim backward, which is its weakness. "So, let's figure out how to trap it and lock it from this side," he suggests, and they come up with a plan. Riley, with a torn leg and bleeding, bravely says, "I'll go and wait there." He starts moving towards the spot where the bones are lying, despite his bravery. At the same time, Livy upstairs realizes, there's a shark below, and tells her friends that, they are trapped. The hero retrieves a red suit from a box, puts it on, and positions himself at the bottom of the ship. The plan is to open the hatch. As the hero gets ready, the shark approaches. The hero tries to trap the shark in the cage and lock it. Meanwhile, Riley presses his leg to keep the blood flowing, hoping to attract the shark. But the shark is quite smart and doesn't come. Riley, seeing the bones around, gets increasingly scared. The air in the cylinder is about to run out. At the last moment, just as planned, the shark arrives, and they manage to trap it in the cage. However, the shark bites the hero's hand, causing him to bleed heavily. They have found a way to go up, but the hero is unable to swim due to his injury. They struggle to carry Riley and the heroine up. In their desperation, with one shark inside the ship and another locked up, they think they can easily escape. But a third shark arrives, giving a twist. The tank is bitten by this third shark. Only the hero and heroine are left in the tank. If the tank were destroyed, they could escape. But since one shark is still inside the ship and another has come out, they are in danger. Unable to swim, the heroine says, "I'll divert the shark, you go up." She pulls the hero up and swims down towards the ship. The shark continues to follow them. Luckily, the heroine reaches the ship. Due to its small size, Livy helps the hero to safety. Thus, both the hero and heroine manage to escape. But there's a problem. The heroine's oxygen is very low. Looking up, they see the shark still circling. The oxygen level reaches 0. Not knowing what to do, she removes her oxygen cylinder and gadgets, swims straight to the air pocket, and takes a deep breath. After this, there's no way to escape. One shark is trapped in the cage, another is circling outside, and the third is waiting for the heroine. As they think about what to do, the shark inside the ship has come out. They use that route to escape. They fall into a small air pocket like a bullet and barely manage to escape for a moment. They then gradually move towards the way up. There's a beam above. The hero's tank comes up. Only a short distance remains to escape. The shark stands behind them. All the oxygen is consumed in fear. Now, the heroine kneels in front of the shark and says, "I can't run anymore." But using the rope, they shove it into the shark's mouth and kill it. Another shark comes after the heroine. As they think about what to do, Livy says, "You need to survive, I'll take care of it." He dives into the water, chases the shark away, and saves the heroine. Afterward, they decide, we are the only ones who survived this entire ordeal. After a few years, they return to the site for a final tribute and conclude the story. That's how the film ends. How did you feel about it? Let us know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell icon. See you.